Now let's take a look at our final problem of the day, 68 plus 42. Again, there is more than one way that we can solve this on the open number line. I'm going to show you two different ways using two of the strategies from that slide we reviewed earlier. So the first way, again, we're going to look at is skip jumping by 10. So once again, we're going to start with 68 because it's our larger number. Again, make sure you leave plenty of room going forward down our number line for your jumps. So we're adding 42. So I'm going to look at 42, and I see that there are 4 tens in the number 42, which means I can do 4 jumps of 10 because there's 4 groups of 10. So starting at 68, 1, 2, 3, 4. See why it was so important for me to leave plenty of space? I hardly have any left. All right, so there's our 4 jumps of 10. And again, we need to label where we landed after each of our jumps. So, all right, let's think of our place value here. So we have 68, which has 6 tens. We're adding another group of 10. So again, our ones are not going to change. Only our tens are going to change. So if we have 6 tens and we add another 10, now we're not going to have 6 tens, we're going to have 7 tens. Goes up by one group of 10 because we're adding one group of 10. And our ones stayed the same, so we have 7 tens and 8 ones to give us 78. Moving on, another group of 10. So if we have 7 tens and we add another group of 10, we will have 8 tens. Our ones stay the same, so we have 88. Another group of 10, 8 tens plus another 10, 9 tens. Ones stay the same. And this one's going to be a little trickier because now we're adding one group of 10 to 98. So now we're going from 9 tens to 10 tens. So 10 tens, do we remember what 10 tens is the same thing as? 10 tens is the same as 100. So we're going to have a 3-digit number here. So we have 100 because we have 10 groups of 10, and because we have no more tens in this number because I gave all of my tens to this group of 100, we're not going to have any tens left, which means we have a 0 in the tens place. But we do still have our 8 ones. Remember, those did not change. So we have 108. 100, no tens because I used them all for my group of 100, and our 8 ones left. So again, our ones place stayed the same because we didn't need to touch those, but our tens place went up by 1 each time because we added one group of 10 each time. But we're not done yet. We've only added 40. We still need to add the 2 ones. So we're not going to do another jump of 10, that's too much. Another jump of 5, that's too much too. So we can just do our 2 ones with 2 jumps of 1. So plus 1, plus 1. I'm going to make this actually a little smaller so I can squeeze this in. So 108 plus 1 is 109. Plus 1 is 110. Notice how the digits changed a little bit here. We went from 0 tens to 110 and then 0 ones, because now that we have 110, we have 100, one group of 10, but no ones, because these 9 ones here, when we added this one, became 10 ones, which became one group of 10. So it was kind of like when we traded in our 10 tens here for 100. We traded in our 10 ones here for 110. So that's why our number changed to this. So we land on 110. So 68 plus 42 is 110. And that's the first way that we can solve this, with skip jumps with 10, and then 2 ones here at the end. Moving on to our final way that we can solve this, or there might be other ways, but here's another way I'm going to show you today. Let's fix that up here. All right, so 68 plus 42. And this last way we're going to look at today is our sharing strategy, which is really, really similar to our getting to a multiple of 10 strategy, but we just kind of think about it a little bit differently. So again, when we're thinking about multiples of 10, these are numbers like 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. So if we can ever get to a multiple of 10, that's going to make life a lot easier for us because we know how to add 10 once we get to a multiple of 10 really easily. So I'm looking at the numbers that I have, 68 and 42, and I notice that 68 is really, really close to the number 70, isn't it? I only need 2 more to have 70. And that's a multiple of 10. So if I can get to 70, it's going to be smooth sailing the rest of the way because then all I have to do is add groups of 10, and that's easy from a multiple of 10. So to get to 70, I need 2 more ones. And where can I get those 2 ones? I can share those 2 ones from the 42 with 68 and basically add those 2 ones to the 68, which will put me at 70. And then guess what? All I have to do is add my 4 10s to 70, which will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. So let's try that. Starting at 68, again, make sure you're way down here so that you have plenty of room forward down your number line. So let's share those 2 ones with 68. 1, 2, plus 1, plus 1. So 68 plus 1 is 69, plus 1 is 70. So the 2 ones are done with. Now all we have to do is add our 4 10s to 70, which should be pretty easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps of 10. You might have noticed already that this is kind of like a backwards version of what we just did. So now we just add our jumps of 10. So 70 plus 10 is 80. 80 plus 10 is 90. 90 plus 10 is 100. 100 plus 10 is 110. So same answer as the last time, just did it in a little bit of a different way because sometimes it's easier for people to think in multiples of 10 than it is the other strategy we just did. All right, friends, so those are 2 different ways that we can solve this problem with 2 different strategies.